Hey everybody, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. That gets pretty boring, doesn't it, anyway? But just a bit of an intro for, new people that, don't know who's who in the zoo with a bada bing, bada boom. They haven't had a bada bing, bada boom, all right, yet. Just wanted to show you how good this radiator is. This is a 2008 120 PRADO April, which means the radiator was built before April 2008. So it's 2024 now. So I think that means it's been in the car about 16 years. And have a look at this compared to those 150s, and maybe there's a reason why this isn't. I've done a lot of, you see me in videos, I grab it and I go like, these things don't get brittle, what are you talking about? I mean, look at the condition of that, right? There's, I've put a fair bit of force on it. I don't want to break it. This is a perfectly good radio. I've done this before. I've done it in my previous, I had a 1KZ 5-speed manual, and I went, I had my old school thinking, just like I did with the radiator hoses, like Fords and Holdens and all these other cheaper cars 20 years ago, where hoses and belts failed. The game's completely changed, which is why you need to watch all the videos to the end, including going back, researching the old ones, because there's so much you've missed and you're just going to waste money. So it's different things the vehicles need now. So in this video, I'm going to go through a few things. We're replacing the radiator, the fan hub, the timing belt, a few things like that. So there could be a few videos, so subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss it. Don't know what that line is there. I don't think that was me. Yeah, it probably was me actually. So the little tool goes in there to read. The hose was really stuck. I'm not taking, normally we take the hose right off. I'm not this time. Don't need to take that end off. So I'm just pulling that hose, tucked it back there. But I just was amazed with the condition of this compared to what I see with, well, if people watch the videos, one of the BFEs I did, all I was doing was removing this hose. I took the clamp off and then the gentle twist, wiggle and pull off, and the whole thing just came off and it crumbled there. So I'm sort of with you where all I had to do was touch it. I get what you mean. It's never happened to me like that. And these seem to be really brittle here, but the material inside further in there's a lot of material there still, so they are repairable. Keep that in mind. You might want to have something up your sleeve. I don't go and annoy K-On, but I've been talking to them about something. They've got the prevention plate that goes over the top. I don't know how well that works, whatever. I personally don't want something else there in the way of inspecting, checking, servicing. But I think a repair kit's a good idea for a lot of people, particularly with the 150s. So let's do a bit of a survey. In the comments, let me know if you've got a 120 and this broke and it was really brittle. Because come to think of it, I haven't seen one. It's always the 150s. The later 150s with the 1GD, they've changed the radiator. They've made this shorter and fatter, which obviously improves the problem. So it's not like they just want to sell us radiators on purpose. It was a bit of a, let's say, a design fault, not as good as it should have been. But never lean on it. If you're careful, you won't break it. But this one, as tested in videos for years, rock solid. I'm putting a new radiator in. They're genuine. They're nearly $900 worth. That's what this is, genuine. It's a good clean radiator. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to either keep this for a spare or I'll sell it. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to use it on a customer's car that wants a cheaper, half price, less than half price radiator, whatever the case may be. If you're interested in it, I already said previously in another video, I was thinking 220, but that's when I didn't know how good this was. I've got to get this radiator out to finalize the condition and the pricing. Could be about 300 bucks, could be 330, could be 440. It's a genuine radiator, no more than half price, but of course it's going to be a fair price. I need to see what it's going to be when we get it out, see the condition. Okay, so next parts of the job to progress with this is, I've already moved the clamp down there off that hose, so now I can undo the 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3, there's a couple there. You can see the white tank, and that'll slip off that hose. Don't pull on the hose too hard because there's a clip further down. After I get the tank out, then I'm going to get that clip out. I'm also going to remove the 2 bolts from the fan shroud, one each side, one here, one over the other side. And then on the fan, you've got to get those 4 nuts. You can see right in the middle of the picture. Handy to have a long spanner, long ratchet spanner if you've got one. I also recommend disconnect the coolant temperature sensor, remove this clip out of there and just put that out of the way so you're not bumping and working against that when you're doing that, putting wear and tear on your wire unnecessarily. See the tip there? I didn't plan that. And I don't know if I've even said that in another video. I've got all these videos in the BFE. So you've really got to watch them all because there's so many things, as I said, decades of experience and good practice shared with you, but I can't fit it all in one video. So yes, there is a lot of waffle. Either you've already seen or soon you'll see a video that I demonstrated just like this without the waffle. Some people say, oh, the waffle. I don't care about the waffle, to be honest. just sick of hearing about it, right? Only a few people. I know it's a very low percentage. But could you imagine this video on mute and you're just sitting here? And that's what that video is in the end. It's a turbo replacement video. I've given you all the information you need, 80-90% in a 5-minute video without the waffle. Pretty funny, isn't it? Yeah, I reckon it was funny anyway. You should have heard me laughing while I was making the video. No, you couldn't actually, because the mic was on. I just, you can hear a bit of noise, but yeah, it's all good. So we're going to do the radiator, the fan hub, and we're going to do fan hub maintenance. Maybe not in this video, but coming soon. And we're going to do timing belt. Water pump's okay for now. Now, what is this wire here? I might just secure this wire a bit more. Not that it matters, it's corrugated split tubing, so I'm not worried about it, but that'll be my wire going across for the compressor, I think. Securely zip tied at each end, but doesn't matter if it's touching the radiator. Radiator doesn't get that hot. It's not a problem, but I'm going to work on securing it up underneath here a little bit better while the radiator's out. To get the radiator out, 4 bolt mounting locations. Right. You just sort of have a look where the bolts go through. You can see where the bolt head, the end of the bolt's there. So opposite side, you know it's going to be about there somewhere. 2 each side. Look at one further down, and then if you go down in the chassis, in that hole there, you'll find another one. Okay, so that's what mounts the radiator. But there's still another thing you got to do if it's auto, and that's disconnect these auto cooler lines. And it's not an extra transmission cooler, it's just the cooler that's in the radiator, the warmer cooler. It also warms it up to get it to running temperature as soon as possible, because that's where they want it. That's why they put it in there. They don't want it running cold. So if you've got a cooler and it's cold, you might need to cover it up or something, because they're trying to get it to warm up by putting it through there. If they just wanted it to be cold, then they would have put a standalone cooler and not put it into there. Do you get me? They wouldn't have made torque converters slip till 40 k's an hour, right? So that's kind of saying that I want it, the manufacturer's saying, I want this at least 40 degrees as soon as possible to protect your, just like an engine's got a thermostat to get it to run at the right temperature. Well, that's the thermostat, because that's all controlled by the thermostat, and the coolant goes into this tank that's going to be about, well, you work it out, hot side, cold side. Here it's going to be 83 at idle, 86, 87, 88 driving, averages. You work out which way the water's flowing from all the videos. Let me know in the comments. Is it hot at this side or cold? Is it hot at this side? So, because one end's gone through, which way is it going through the radiator? Work it out, people, let me know. So then you can tell me if it's hotter at this side, colder at this side, and then what this is going to be doing to the transmission temps, because the fluid's going through there in a separate tank for the people that are going, why, how can you put transmission fluid into coolant? Okay, so there's a tank in there. See all these nuts and things? This, if you undo this nut here, that's what secures a tank inside the radiator, which are only removable after you unbend all of these. So if you got your old radiator and it's rubbish, just for fun, you can get your flat blade out and open up all these. You can pop the tank off. There's an O-ring that seals it in behind here, and you'll see the tank in there. You can even put some photos up on one of our Facebook groups for everybody to have a look at. I'm too busy to worry about doing it. Might do it one day. Might have done it before, but I'm just saying, I'm sure someone's got a radiator sitting there where they've busted this off the top there, and you know, they can have a play with it, right? You're not going to find anything in this tank, so don't worry about this side. But yeah, give you a bit of info anyway. So look, to be honest, I've already waffled. Looks like about, what are we looking at? About 9 minutes of waffle already. So I think we'll just make this a video, and we'll just keep moving on to the next one every 10 minutes. That way, you know, spread things out, spread the load for the people that don't like too much waffle. I know some people love the waffle, but there's plenty more videos, so just click on those and we'll catch you on the next one. Subscribe, turn the bell on, catch you soon.